Looking for an unspeakable horror onto Caps. Low on the mana bar. He's stepping up. Justice Punch shielded around again. Caps won't be able to flash away until about now, but he's not going to use it. He stands the 1v1. Jojo takes him down with him.
Now, MKOI should be able to back away before SkewMond gets here.
Blade. Hang on, Alvaro tries to get out with a dredge line. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the flag and drag from SkewMond entering. This is a 3 versus 1 for the support, and Alvaro knows he's not getting out. It's a kill over to Hansama's Ezreal, and it's easily timed gank here from SkewMond.
Nice timing there from SkewMond.
And you want to be looking for picks where you can. Labrov, for example, this could be a good catch.
Dredge line, remember Elyoya can turn the lights off now. It's the unspeakable horror to get the route, the flee, rather the follow up. Labrov in his own jungle, but he doesn't feel safe. Zenith's played to go back in, but he's dead. Over to Supa, and Eddie Carry's getting some money here in the early game.
Mistake from Labrov, getting caught out in River there.
And as you see, as Jojo steps up, it's trouble. Justice Punch interrupted as well. Capsule has Petrifying Gaze. Jojo's getting whittled down. It's every Noxious Blast that connects puts Jojo in trouble. Paranoia to save. Noxious Blast not helping with the Petrifying Gaze. He flashes away. Meanwhile, Elyoya had to ulti into the mid lane. Caps gets the kill. Saved by SkewMond and counter ganks. Supa also connects a bit of damage as well with the Killer Instinct up and available. G2 are the ones that started this strike. They look to find it successfully and do so. Grounding Jojo with the miasma's nice. Jojo Justice punches back in because Paranoia is up and available. They're looking for Caps. A two-man shield is around and dredge line perfectly layered as well. With the Galio Heroes, entrance G2 are thwarted before the fight can even begin. The Killer Instinct launched here by Supa in a 1 versus 3. He takes those on. He flashes in for a double with the rest of MKOI behind him. Why not? As dredge line gets a little bit close, MKOI have won the fight handedly.
KOI can't contest the Dragon because Nocturne's ultimate is not off cooldown.
They're going for the TP. Galio going to come through. You got Nocturne in position as well. BrokenBlade might be in trouble here. He's going to try and run for it.
Justice Punch, Paranoia, Fate sealed. He gets on out. He jumps back and he says, I'm going to be a soul unbound, but that waits for a shielded Duran. There's a man there just pressing W.
This is now a little dangerous for MKOI. They're still fishing, but
go in.
G2.
Solar Flare, flash away from Fate sealed. A big whip. BrokenBlade still in the midst of it though. Double knockup, triple knockup. Everyone in the Cataclysm. It should be G2's, right? But look, Supa untouched, lethal tempoing in the backside. While SkewMond finds a mark on the bird of prey. It's Caps who got the free fire. It's G2 who used the ult advantage. And it's Jojo who'll be last to fall as the Dragon is surrounded.
G2 find their moment to fight back against MKOI.
But they're not going to be able to.
Jojo going to Justice Punch away. Turret eventually goes down. He took a little bit of turret damage. Solar Flare is going to find Myrwn without egg as well. He gets knocked up. Fate sealed. Everything used. Galio ult out of there. Jojo escapes the bottom side play. The game will still go longer regardless. So right now the cautious is great as SkewMond maybe throws caution to the wind. He's hit down by Supa. Cataclysm as he flashes out, but SkewMond whip as the Fate seal doesn't hit. It's onto a support, so Supa has already taken a double with Hansama going into the dirt. Flash forward from Myrwn onto Labrov. The fear about to connect. A triple. And we talked about G2 being cautious, but they said hell to that.
Supa played that excellently.
Second Dragon, bit of extra stats, but the claw towards.
No way.
Oh dear. Hansama going to yoink that one away.
That's kind of big. That's kind of big. Assault point for G2, by the way. That shot's going to be used. SkewMond trying to get past him to ignore the dredge line. Now, Alvaro is caught out here, but no objectives are up. The poke out from Hansama, crucial flash depth charge. Paranoia turns the lights off. Jojo's there. Shielded Durand as well. It's great because Hansama's first to die. G2 have lost their AD carry, and now the fight truly begins with MKOI spearing off the inhibit through a choker. Supa's also dead, by the way, to BrokenBlade, but it won't matter because Myrwn has sat in a choke and dealt with 3 of G2, along with Alvaro. The CC layering perfect from MKOI, and the position of power large in game 1 as they take the reins of control.
It all was going to come down to execution.
MKOI have to move on in. Note the fact they all have their ultis though, so MKOI can pounce. They don't have to be grouped up. Dredgeline starts up onto Labrov. Another fight. Paranoia onto Caps with a knockup as well. Hero's entrance going to go golden is Caps while Alvaro gets low, but Supa hasn't been touched. He dodges the Fate seal again. BrokenBlade can't get the right target. Solar Flare will take no one's life, and with a triple over to Supa, Hans is tagged. Killer Instinct. He got the free flow through the fight. It's a full house of kills with an ace to MKOI and game 1 in the bag.
MKOI refused to go down. Elyoya lived forever in that fight. And with him, MKOI are going to take game one.
We hate scripts in the LEC. We want them done with, and MKOI are willing to start that train of thought off. It's only one game, but it's a big one here as they're one step closer to MSI.
10, 1, and 3 for Supa. Supa getting a little bit low, but great trading for both of these guys.
No, Glitterlands comes through and match flash on Summer. Will take down Supa. It was an ignite with the damage that was ticking from Labrov. God damn.
That was a great flash slow from Labrov. He connects the E, the knockback now into mid. I don't think he has the mana to get a kill here, Caps.
Jojo just leveled up as well. It's actually going to turn on him. Jojo solo kills Caps instead. Started with a flick, ends with a pick. Didn't he?
No, not the Galio.
Played Galio.
Yeah. No.
I feel like he gets one every game.
Well, guess who's back in the top lane? No flash available for Myrwn.
No, indeed not. Last breath going to be used. The pints are out. Myrwn, he's still on the wrong side of dodge without a flash. Tries to get BrokenBlade, and SkewMond's going to help do the damage down. Sweeping Blade will not get the kill. SkewMond burned him with red, and Myrwn will drop.
Still great response from SkewMond, right? They burnt that flash in the first go, just rinse and repeat on the second attempt, and there's very little that Myrwn can do.
Now we're going to start it off. Back prison dodge forward by Labrov. Heal gets him out of range. Elyoya looking for the chase. Pillar now up on the enemy Lulu. A wild growth as well, but he's just dead. He won't be able to get out of this one. Doesn't flash over the wall in the end. Supa takes the kill on Labrov. Dragon's up in 3 seconds. Guess what? Jojo, he was just burning the midnight oil before in the previous fight. Do they have enough damage now? Something Chubb dodged away from. Jojo kites it all out with a threaded volley. The pillar's up. Jojo will die this time. But Supa's ulti now down. Cap's getting low. He needs backup.
Caps fancied a fight, but he ended up biting off more than he could chew, and now the threat of a dive is there. Elyoya looking for it.
Lightning sharp, there's the pillar. Here comes SkewMond, but flashes in. Caps greedy! And interrupted with an acro-prism means SkewMond can't get the chase up. Elyoya will live. A rock thrown at his face and a smite as well. Another drive-by would seal the deal on the enemy jungler. Elyoya getting battered down by the Scorpion King. SkewMond will go on a killing spree, but Caps is the one disappointing us right now.
They'll collapse on mid. Supa might be in trouble. Labrov trying to see if he can get the intro. Polymer.
Whoa! He's healing.
Labrov for Yasuo!
Labrov, what are you doing?
Yasuo was in the wings. He thought he could get the wall.
He was still so far
and he
out,
just
though.
killed himself.
So 4-4 in kills.
Yeah, what do you really lose out of that play?
Pride mainly.
No, I think you
Like
gain it
300
as well.
gold goes over, you know?
Weaver's wall, Supa almost dead. Arc lights him to death. Alvaro face checking, SkewMond waiting for him as well. An impale, a drive into the wall. Here we go. And with the help of the 80 carry, Alvaro's just going to die. Han Summer getting hand-fed kills. 2 will bite the dust in his favor. And G2 maintain a gold lead.
Nice timing by G2. Alvaro's flash still wasn't up from that initial play in the mid lane, so...
Waiting for the threaded volley to try and poke him out,
wall.
but I don't think he can get on out. You're right, with no ulti. Cap's trying to buy the time. The flick dodged away by Jojo. They know they need to be quick. MKOI, but SkewMond's already driven in. Pillar up. Cap's running to his team. He's alive. He threads the volley, threads the needle. The earth is working in his favor. He gets flicked back for a kill. Cap's as low as Myrwn looks to auto him down. Kill the mid laner, they say. But MKOI committed everything. Labrov's going to flash on out. A wall now used. Flash away from Change Corruption by SkewMond. Jojo is one shot. He dies too. Han Summer gets exhausted, but it's Myrwn versus 3 in this top lane. He's kiting out so well.
Alvaro.
He's got Alvaro behind his back. SkewMond is one target with Blight. Han Summer gets poked by range. Hail of arrows dodge. The drive out. G2 alive. Labrov alive. He kited everything. It's a G2 win. It's a G2 survival masterclass.
Okay, Myrwn ultimately saves the play, but my goodness, what a brawl in the top side.
Supa, can he get out of this one? BrokenBlade, wind wall up, and now he sweeps through on a trap. No, the final breath. It lasts a lifetime for Supa as BrokenBlade takes him down solo.
And that's the real winner of the play. BrokenBlade got the bot lane turret completely solo off the back of that. And with the kill, with more plates, he's a 1,500 gold lead over Myrwn.
Han Summer in a bit of danger.
Away from the Acro Prison, he has to transcend, but they turn it onto Elyoya under the mid turret. He doesn't feel too safe. SkewMond is going to catch him by the toe. A 2-man impale and a last breath. There's the combination from G2. Han Summer will clean it up like the janitor of this game while G2 escalate. Dragon number 3 could be G2's in about a minute. But now the Baron threat's there. SkewMond drives him into the wall. He gets wild growth and he catches Jojopyun. But he flashes in right into Han Summer's face and a shutdown. There's Jojo surviving as well. Flash from Labrov. off. G2 lose their jungler, and now the BrokenBlade's in. Can he save the play? He's exhausted up, damage minimized, and Myrwn is free firing a last breath on him. He gets exhausted in response, but Supa, he uses his range to his advantage. Labrov came in, but against the Caitlyn, run, son, run. Supa taking charge of the fight. Ace in the hole going to be used. Labrov is going to get a shield up. There's the realm of Jojo's back alive. Actually, I don't even think he died. He just reset. He comes back in and ends up being 4 dead for G2 in the long run.
But how good is Jojo, bro? That was insane. His logic was, if I'm going down, I'm bringing Hans with me. And he flashes into the face of Hansama.
They're basically faking this. G2 don't take the bait, though. They're going to just continue here.
Hansama willing to step up to the forefront of Elyoya. Myrwn found out. Seismic shove. Connects. It's the pick at the last breath. Myrwn at half HP going down lower and lower. And BrokenBlade will take him down. He's got a minion way to sweep through. A Q to connect. And Jojo, even though he survives that, a Weaver's Wall. A seismic shove again. It's the legend of mid. It's the legend of EU. Caps will take 2.
They knew that he was around that topside jungle. They did not get confirmation on his position. And then Myrwn just steps a little bit too far, resulting in his demise and a quick snowball for G2. Baron now secured. Another tower goes their way. And just like that, after a fight that looked like KOI had found their way back into the game, G2 reclaims control.
Waiting in the wing. SkewMond found out by throwing a rock. Elyoya face checking. He gets polymult. He makes a big mistake. The Captain has to flash away while Jojo gets slowed down. Cap repositions, flashes. Jojo is going to match him. MVP material shown right there. Wild growth on the Hansama, who's exhausted. And now MKOI ready to strike with Jojo taking the realm warp in. Both mid laners went 2 ham, but Supa's here to clean up. That's all that matters, is that MKOI have their AD carry prime, locked and loaded, impaled into what? SkewMond defies his death no longer, and MKOI seal another fight.
MKOI found what they needed. Jojo was not letting Caps get away with that mistake.
They're going to try and end.
They're going to end,
They're going to try and end.
4 items on Hansama. 4 on Supa. He's got a BF sword as well. Might be a GA coming last. We'll see. Or at least last item before this seal. Feels like the game's going to be sealed. A minute 30 to the next Baron. Weaver's all going to be used by Caps. He's going to pick off Jojopyun.
Jojo wins
but Jojo, yeah, actualize as you said. How easy is that? Caps thought, yeah, I'll stop him. But Caps only stopped himself.
Yeah, 3rd item Proto Belt does not equal 3rd item Actualizer. I'm just going to say it.
I mean, I don't even think the items matter, bro. You ran into melee range of this Rise. And KOI, while they did falter in the early game, their late game decision making is good.
Caps scored again, almost one shot. There's the realm of Caps is dead again. Just watch this. Jojo will put him in an internal prison of mid lane while G2 are a man down. Jojo ready to run it into BrokenBlade, who doesn't have any summoners to get on out of this play. Supa might be exhausted, but he's got so much more energy in him. Impaled to do nothing as Hansama tries to carry by himself. But MKOI found the mid lane goat and said, go to bed. MKOI are moving a match point, and it looks like they won an early night.
An ace, just like that. No big team fight, no big play. MKOI just kill Caps, they kill the team, and they're looking to go to match point.
It's one big blunder that cost G2 in this game, and it may just cost them the series as MKOI goes up 2-0.
I am shocked. G2 with a massive throw. Like, that was, I can't believe. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? If the charm hits, he gets a kill, and we're like, oh my goodness, Jojo, the greatest mid ever, right? So it's,
yeah.
you miss every shot you don't take. Right now, though, Alvaro looking for a good flank here.
He does have a great angle of that, waiting for the tangle barbs onto Labrov, onto Hansama. He flashes for the angle. He pulls out the blooming burst. It's good damage, but now Alvaro's on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift. Elyoya has to save the day. The route down, though, Hansama has Alvaro's number, almost getting the kill. Yes, he does. It ticks over for first blood. Meanwhile, Labrov dies.
And then transition away, and as you said in the live, ultimate from Caps down in mid forces Jojo to use the ultimate himself, and now with G2 having control over mid, we'll get Dragon.
Hansama just flashed away, by the way. He's gonna get flashed on, almost died. Bedler's out on Supa. Hans solo kill. And this is what we're talking about with Hans Mama this split.
The timing there for Hans.
SkewMond looking for an entrance in the mid lane. He might actually find it. Alvaro going to dodge away. Gravity build on Jojo, though. The all-in, the Labrov roam. It's great with the 3 talent strike, finding Jojo before he can escape.
Wow, what a fantastic gank from G2.
knock-up.
Gonna get knocked up.
It's Labrov under turret though. Pop Blossom going to be used, but doesn't find anyone. The feathers are out once again. Hunsama looking for a route back onto Alvaro. He won't find it, but it turns into a dive. SkewMond pulling out the Crescent Guard. Supa is the turret and the target. Rather, it is going to be 1-for-1 trade. Well, Alvaro out of mana, out of options, out of HP. He tries the shadow going as to someone else, but Hunsama's going to clear the wave. And dive number 2 is coming up as Alvaro holds it from the turret for now.
Alvaro, I think, is just trying to run for the turret. It means that then it has to be Labrov who takes the kill rather than giving it to Hunsama.
Solo kill again. How long has it been? He did this versus Busio. Alvaro's going to run into the turret.
Transpire. Elyoya alone in the pitch.
Turning. Elyoya goes over, but it's right into the waiting hands of Labrov. An easy kill for Hunsama's Pop Blossom is to negate the play, but MKOI have to get out of there. Spirit Rush already used by Jojopyun while we look at the left side of the play, and it's Alvaro getting whomped by a stick and a bat. BrokenBlade is roamed on down, the charge already used, but he's cutting off the escape path as Bear Trap on a rope falls short, but
you end up losing a wave for MKOI in that top side, plus you got the push out and the wave collected by Caps on the bottom lane as a result.
Alvaro in trouble. Quickness going to say absolutely yes. Gravity Field as well. Alvaro's going to flash away, but to no avail. Chaos Storm down to execute Alvaro. And Caps is back on top. Egregious game 2. Much better in game 3. It was a charge used by BrokenBlade. Wasn't going to hit anyway, but it was just the threat that BrokenBlade was incoming. As Alvaro scouts this out, Smite gets the Herald down. G2 now going to be found out. That's SkewMond, and he's going to get popped. Yeah, Supa takes the kill before Crescent Guard comes out. And while the objective goes down, Supa does get a much-needed kill. That's it. Dragon's gone. Soul point for Chemtech Soul, not the best, but now Jojo, as you said, his position where he is. Hunsama's going to be found out. Instead, SkewMond as well. He's going to be rooted up. Crescent Guard down. This is a 3 versus 2. SkewMond avoiding the damage, but as he gets the knock-up, wait, Hunsama's willing to take those odds. The root comes in. Elyoya's alive, but here he comes. Charge down the line. It won't be blocked. Elyoya flashes over, but jousting from BrokenBlade as in comes the rest of the cavalry. Cut off the position. The quickness on top of Supa's head. And G2 used BrokenBlade like the great bicycle he is. We're 1-1-8. He's been great. Pop Blossom shots me up, though. It's a 2-man. He will die for it. Those Hunsama's the one to predict with a Feather Storm that cuts them deep. MKOI run away. G2 on the chase. Labrov again looks for the run up as he dodges away from the charm. His quickness gives him movement speed to find Supa. And that 80 carry ain't out of dodge yet. We look towards BrokenBlade up on the top side of Myrwn. They're just fighting it out. Look, stuck on the blast cone. Myrwn will die.
Bro, that's so funny. He just stood on the blast. Oh, well now, can Elyoya even get close to the Baron? I'm going to say no on that one.
I think he might be dead. Close to blast cone going to be used. There's the shock down as well. Myrwn re-engages on a Hunsama. He's dead. Supa gets the space out the fight. And now SkewMond's gone as well. Supa cuts it back with BrokenBlade. Silences him with Caps. MKOI have 4. They stop the potential Baron. And Myrwn turn getting caught out into finding an exceptional angle.
Myrwn and Supa with the hero play for MKOI there.
Dragon going to be aggroed. Elyoya on the flank. Jojo on the other. G2 being threatened from multiple sides, but here comes BrokenBlade.
Where does he charge? Jojo's going to be found out. Elyoya spotted out over the wall. Quickness popped out by Labrov. SkewMond in the backline. Pop Blossom negated. Hunsama spaced it so well. And Caps got the Chaos Storm down. It feels like a G2 win before it's even begun. And Myrwn's still in the middle, but the rest of the team has fled. All it took was Hans to get space, and they'll give it with ease, and Supa's going to be followed over the wall. I've never seen that interaction at all. It looked like hacking from BrokenBlade, but he charges Supa down.
And it ends up being another kill for Hunsama.
And we come back to live. It might be even more. Elyoya is right in the thick of 2 people right now, blocked by Labrov. Easy as that. Decimating Smash can do a bit of work, but Labrov still stays standing with the Gleaming Quill. He'll sustain. BrokenBlade just can't really be maimed at this point by these 2.
MKOI trying to stand in front of the top lane inhibitor with no jungler. The charm though!
Well, it's not too bad. Pop Blossom as well on the throw, but Hunsama sends out the Feather Storm. He's being targeted, doesn't get a root down. Free firing as much as he can. He finds Jojo. Hans will live. As good as it looks, you have to take down Hunsama if you want to get through to the rest of G2. As Chaos erupts with the storm, an ace goes down, and Supa wanted this bot lane to woke up. I think he got his wish.
Incredible performance by G2's bot lane. Hunsama 12, 1, and 4 as G2 are onto the Nexus.
I think Kalish should be fearing that vote. Maybe Hunsama wants a recount at this point as G2 move us to game 4.
25 minutes was all it took for G2 to dominate in this game. They bounced back strong Looks like Aoife's looking for an interview.
Maybe she's excited to see
She's
a
got
series in.
BrokenBlade. Winning lanes across the board.
And also because MF is a champion that likes to try and change her target fairly
Big
regularly.
old Hex auto. Jojo about to die. Labrov comes in and gets first blood.
They need to help him push this wave out.
Cosmic Binding almost connecting. Magical Journey going to be taken this time. Labrov's going to be punished. He flashes the wave at the chase up from MKOI as Jojo gets that passive 5-point strike. Enough damage just about, but Elyoya needs a Sonic Wave. He flashes for it, takes it.
Because you can reset tower growth for SkewMond as well.
No Hound's Pursuit though, and as you said, SkewMond can press that call of the pack, and he flashes away, eviscerates on top of Myrwn's head. Destiny to cut off the escape path, and SkewMond picks up the kill. Top turret is now open here, while Dragon was a priority for MKOI.
Response from G2 to success is Jojo.
Now Labrov caught out once again.
He wants that big wall so he can get out. Takes Magical Journey. Elyoya's going to follow anyway, waiting for the Cosmic Fighting, but Sonic Wave's already going to connect, and Labrov in his own jungle going to be found out. Roaming twice, and Elyoya is there to catch the dice.
It's kind of becoming the Labrov spot a little bit, getting caught out in river with nobody to protect him.
Meanwhile, SkewMond is focusing on the top side. Elyoya's on the way, but Myrwn's being safe. Look at the wave state. Hound's Pursuit about to be used. Gold card there, the dive in, and double dark and daggers. Myrwn's dead. SkewMond gets a reset, won't need it yet, but hey, he's got 2 kills on the board. And both junglers are snowballing the early game.
Yeah, Myrwn's not going to get to play the game, it feels like, in this one. We're going to continuously focus him down.
His roams have been giving Jojo so much needed support here in a lane that he's only 10 CS down.
Absolutely. Labrov, he scored again. He scored again.
Yeah, Sonic Wave going to be taking Magical Journey. He's kicked midway. It ain't magical anymore, but Elyoya takes it. Wishes he didn't. Now we go call the pack once again. I think so. Arrow as well. SkewMond eviscerates and gets the kill. What an arrow. But now Jojo in the right position to get a kill. And his first one of the game. A shutdown. Perfect execution and Shuriken flip gets him away as Caps finds a kill onto Alvaro in the end as well.
He's going to be fine. But wow. So both mid laners get a kill. Junglers each get a kill. Labrov getting caught out once again, but now he's back.
Yeah, Supa might be dead. Running out of mana. PTA now activated. Hansama trying to bait it in as Labrov gets the last out of Supa's mana as well. Cosmic Binding slows him down. Supa in a 1v2 in this bottom lane. Hans has lethal tempo, and with the volley, he's going to give it over to Labrov.
Jojo's on the way, though.
What does Jojo have? No ulti, but he has flash. Hansama going to spot him out. Labrov's going to Magical Journey this, and he gets Shuriken flip, but he waits. Jojo takes it. 5-point strike. Labrov about to die, gets flashed on, and Jojo gets a second kill.
Good roam from Jojo to end up picking up some kills in the back end of that play.
Yeah, I don't feel confident in G2's chances of really contesting this. Maybe they're looking for a pick instead.
The Jojo maybe. SkewMond going to press the button onto Jojo, even in the Shroud. Destiny spots him out. You can't hide from the Twisted Fate. Encore used, yes, with bullet time, yes, but Caps and SkewMond are out and safe. Jojo is dead. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Myrwn is getting 1v1, flash away. BrokenBlade puts him in his place, and Myrwn backs away while Dragon now resumes the story going back the other way. Alvaro's just going to back off their blade safe while Caps decides this is a good roam timer.
No flash.
Bully Myrwn a third time. A recipe for success, it seems, by other teams. Yes, and by G2 as well. He's just dead. BrokenBlade picked up the kill. Top lane turret is open. And there ain't a trade outside of the mid lane push here from Jojopyun.
I mean, I know he's a Twisted Fate, but that's a 2,000 gold lead for a BrokenBlade.
Oh, yeah. And as he comes out of stasis, Myrwn is going to find the world a very different place.
KOI are actually on the bottom side. They're trying to protect...
SkewMond's rooted. Encore as well. The dog charmed up. Sonic Wave. He's going to W flash away. He's out as Elyoya gets a flash kick. Bullet time's good enough, though, to take down SkewMond. Meanwhile, G2 running out of dodge. Supa gets stunned up against wall caps. Recovering the play, getting Alvaro burst here. He's at full mana, full HP. Public execution from Jojo. Runs through Hansama, who gets shut down. Between Worlds was not used by Caps. He now goes in, invulnerable. Between Worlds, onto Elyoya. Bursts him down. Gold card in. Jojo found out, and who else but Caps and BB to recover the play. Myrwn looking for the toasty cook up here as he turns to BB. He flushed in as well. Labrov also managed to make his way in.
And as this fight starts to continue then, we end up splitting off the two halves, but...
Oh
Myrwn's
my
gone!
God! You know what? He heard us talking smack in Game 1 and Game 2, and Caps locked in.
I mean, Caps' Aurora has become beast mode really ever since first stand. Their early game is just the best in the league. The arrow!
As well as the gold card, look at the twofold hex, a tempered fate on the turret, gold card, Cosmic Binding out of range. That's the only reason. No! I was going to say Elyoya is going to survive, but Caps hits him with the weirding. 6.
We go again, though!
We do indeed. A Hound's Pursuit, Supa nowhere to go. Between Worlds, Caps diving in a turret with his jungler, and G2 switched on, and they're heading towards this inauguous Game 5.
G2 are just farming MKOI right now. This isn't about macro, this isn't about strategy, it's full send at every opportunity, and it is working beautifully.
It's about making sure that MKOI earned their way to MSI, 1 game away.
About to die, he flashes out, he's alive. The cavalry's here though. Labrov here to support after Jojo's used everything. Cosmic Binding slows him, doesn't find the wall, but the gold card does. Auto attack from BrokenBlade. Saves him for a little bit longer as SkewMond comes on in. Bullet time lays him down into shutdown. G2 decided to take this fight as Elyoya won't go that much further forward.
He rotates over towards his team. Now they have the Herald and the Ash Arrow is ready to go.
Want to go again, as you said, Arrow onto Alvaro, dodged away. Cap still wants to go in though, between worlds onto Alvaro. He'll take the spacing, winning, no flash on call, pretty good Cap. Gets out from the protobelt, but he's in the mid-3. Slow down, shut down by Myrwn. Electro Harpoon dodged away, so is the Sonic Wave.
As the wheels start to come off, as small mistakes come through from G2 and MKOI can get control back, they can get the picks.
On the Caps, Myrwn goes into melee. Here comes Elyoya as well, between worlds, winning. Gets him out for now, but Supa's on the way now. Flash kick for the kill. Bullet time as well. As SkewMond gets on out, there's the actual kick. Dark and Daggers gets the trade. And while SkewMond might be alive for now, it's 1v1. And we look towards the magical journey taken. 1-for-1 rather was the trade. Jojo, can he solo kill here? Or can he buy enough time? Destiny going to be used. Gold card and out. Trigger flick going to be taken. Look at him go. He's a helicopter. On the BrokenBlade though. He's exhausted. Gold card comes again. Auto attack galore. Jojo gets out. Doesn't get the kill. Elyoya misses the Sonic Wave. Meanwhile, magical journey for Labrov to get away from Myrwn. BrokenBlade dies to the rest of the squad. But at least we got to see the helicopter from Jojo as the pick comes through.
This is a big opportunity for KOI. They have the numbers advantage. The Baron is poised to be taken. If they can catch SkewMond, that would be even bigger.
SkewMond needs to steal this if it keeps on going. Tempered Fate onto Jojo. MKOI a bit undecisive. Baron doing some work. Someone gets flashed on. There's the ulti from the Celebrate as well. Jojo jumps on in. Onto Hans. He takes a magical journey though. G2 are peeling off. MKOI dizzy. The between worlds. Hits 5. Everyone low. And SkewMond goes in. Then back out. And Myrwn going to fall if he finds one more Q. The Baron's going to help on out. And Caps does the rest. Will we go to 5? Caps goes invis. Jojo's going to be found out between worlds, tries to kite it out. The gold card, he's trying to time out. It's still going to hit at max range, but the follow-up from SkewMond sets up for a reset. There's the arrow as well. Onto Elyoya. Hans Summer finds him, but there will be no further follow-up. They've found the pick. And for G2, the question is now bottom side or mid.
It's still hard for G2 to try and siege onto the turret, though. You've got Supa's ultimate to help clear our waves, Myrwn's ultimate to clear our waves, so G2 need Baron before they can.
I mean, this is a bait. Labrov trying to bait him in, does so. Dark and Daggers onto Alvaro. He's just going to die. He's front lying, no way. Tempered Fate, bullet time already done. To no avail as well, into a choke. Caps will clean up the rest with BrokenBlade. Auto after auto. Myrwn just gets one shot. Elyoya takes magical journey trying to escape, but he too will fall.
Elyoya desperately trying to survive. If he stays alive, there's a world where he can still steal away the Baron. Right now, that is not the focus. He goes back in, he gets the healing.
He does, but SkewMond's behind. Elyoya's going to die. Took his time at the very least. But Elyoya now dead, and his death timer is spaced out.
BrokenBlade TP'd in to secure that top inhibitor. G2 looking to move over towards the Baron.
More characteristic of playing the sides, and here we go again onto Myrwn. This 1v1 pretty easy. BrokenBlade flashes, takes the kill, and we are most definitely going to 5.
That man shuffles cards regularly.
He does indeed. And in this game number 4, inhibitors dropping all 3 of them now. MKOI on their last defense before we find out who goes to MSI with one final game. The fans happy it goes to 5, but the fans of each team stressing now as it comes down to a BO1 and Sonic Wave. Trying to give Elyoya an angle. One Nexus turret down, the next soon to follow with the Baron Minions. All inclusive. Alvaro tries his ulti. The Cap will pull between worlds onto Jojo. The bullet time, is it enough? No. G2 will take us to 5, and our final destination awaits.
Chains to keep them in check.
All in shifting sands. Cap's in trouble. You said the chain line's not going to do any damage. Flash away, but first blood to Jojo. On his Azero. Great way to start game 5. Puts up the shield, but Alvaro in the way, has to flash over the top of the trample of the Alistar. MKOI go in as Jojo has his ulti up and available. Elyoya gets stunned up, and now Hans Summer's excited.
All right, well, Caps. Ooh, Caps.
Emperor's Divide. Caps caught out. Here comes Alvaro as well, waiting for the Scott of Duck. He takes the Unbreakable Wheel to survive with Kingslayer, with SkewMond ulting in. SkewMond wants to put the shield up, doesn't get a chance to. Presses W instead, and now that E is going to be short-lived. SkewMond got baited in thinking that he could do something with Caps, but it turns out to be a whoopsie.
Yeah, Caps had gotten out as well. The fact that he'd stolen that Alvaro ultimate meant that the Unbreakable would keep him topped up. But the overcommit from SkewMond also incredibly low coming in.
All in. Caps absconded duck, only gets to the minion. Empress Divide taken onto Jojo. And here we go, Equinox down, silences him for a little bit. Chain Lash, second part doesn't connect. Jojo has spaced this out, he's waiting, gets his own Empress Divide. But there's SkewMond to recover the play. Ori at Rush, Smite, and an auto as Elyoya picks up the rock.
The Emperor's Divide keeps him away from the tower, so it will eventually fall.
Supa on trap. Oh. Mega Rocket down. Supa about to die. He survives. No, with the zap. I don't know if he leveled up. I think he got the quest.
What a game from him. I mean, what a series from him so far, but now BrokenBlade the one in danger.
He might have to ulti out again. He's been using his ulti to survive each and every time. There's the unstoppable force. He's out, but dreaded return. The flash there from Elyoya. BrokenBlade aren't out. The Grim Deliverance down slows him as Alvaro comes in. Everyone on the rock, and Jojo to claim the glory.
I will say, Myrwn complained about fanboys from G2. Well, KOI have ganked BrokenBlade in the bot lane. They've ganked him again in the top lane, and he's clearly become their target as Supa now in danger.
Gets away from the traps, but doesn't get away from the Q. The Starfall slows him down, and almost with Equinox as well. Super in trouble if the rocket's sent out, but Alvaro's going to block it.
Caps is quite overextended, and I think they're going to try and punish it. You guys can't see the mini-map, but Jojo can.
Empress Divide, Caps tries to abscond, he gets dreaded returned instead. He knows he's dead. Empress Divide taken, but he dies. Good punish from MKOI. Okay, Alvaro finding the bot back. It's SkewMond's just going to chase him. TP going to be burned. Here comes Caps, but a blast cone going to be used. Trying to predict the over the wall. Alvaro still going to get slowed down by the Grand Starfall. Unbreakable Will comes out. Abscond Duck. The Emperor's Divide going to be used. A lot here for Alvaro, but it was going to expire anyway, so you say whatever. Caps gets a kill, much needed in the game as Myrwn looked to cover. He's going to be found out, Meganar or not. He hops away, but Caps on the chase. MKOI all grouped up here as Labrov is found out. The Soraka has to flash as well. Good opening players. Myrwn's going to find BrokenBlade. His ulti not used yet, but he might be found before he can. He flashes away. His ulti, where is it going to land? Alvaro gets hit out. There's the ulti from the Jinx as well. Myrwn goes out of Meganar. BrokenBlade to his death just about, yes. Hits no one with the unstoppable forces. Jojo finds a road onto Labrov. It's an execution. G2 are thwarted. Sent away from the Dragon play before it even begins. Flash from SkewMond as Myrwn's chasing as many Nada could. Caps has to go in, send it at his final hurrah, but everyone is falling as Han Summer is left alone, not for long as he joins the grave. And MKOI disintegrate G2 in Game 5.
It's a monstrous team fight for MKOI.
Wants an angle, Jojo's basing, absconded Duck going to connect. Empress Divide stolen, used well, but Jojo sends SkewMond back as well. MKOI have numbers advantage for now as Caps goes melee and dives to Elyoya. Jojo still surviving for so long as BrokenBlade finally finds an angle. Alvaro there as well, and Han Summer is excited. The Jinx unleashed Grim Deliverance, now into the backline, but Han Summer gets the space out. Watch the Jinx. This is how MKOI get the finals. They need to kill Han. Gia's going to be pulled out, but Han dies during, and here's BrokenBlade as well. A Gnar into the wall. MKOI will find them all once more.
MKOI find G2 in the base, and they shut them down.
MKOI, you look back at the regular season, and they look back at the doubts, but when the trophy and MSI are on the line, Elyoya and MKOI reach an entirely different level. 10,000 gold and everything but it's gone used. Meganar into the wall. Caps trying onto Jojo. He will find him as SkewMond runs in with the ulti. Alvaro caught out against Han Summer, and maybe G2 have some life in them after all as Alvaro donates the kill to Han Summer, and it ain't over yet.
It is not over yet. Another kill will go the way of G2. A shutdown gets handed over to Caps.
Nothing's up.
The good news for KOI is, as you say, there is no objective to play for. SkewMond sets his sights on the enemy jungle. He wants to steal away whatever camps he can.
Now, if he bases here, he will not be able to teleport in. Of course not. SkewMond sends it into Alvaro. Unbreakable Will. G2 trying to play front to back with his Pantheon. BrokenBlade zoning off Myrwn into the Meganar. The Alistar slowly whittling down. Gets a hot away. Myrwn jumps over, but it's to no avail. He finds no one. The Meganar's better used by Caps. Yes, a 3-man, but Jojo can't get near. G2 winning the fight. Caps sends it. He absconds. He abducts. And MKOI have to deduct.
But we're getting a TP.
That's G2's TP. MKOI going to be in front of it first. Is this where it gets all thrown out? BrokenBlade in the middle doesn't care. He's a tank, but he's been hitting by 5 members with the ulti out. G2 have thrown it with their top lane's TP. Alvaro's deep. They've got Labrov. What a way to end it. MKOI find only one shot. But what the hell was that TP?
G2 tried to send it, and MKOI said, we'll catch this any day of the week. BrokenBlade over forces and Labrov.
And so it's up to G2 to find a way to get onto the carries. And BrokenBlade may be looking for it.
Flux Equinox sent in by SkewMond as well. They've got Jojo. Jojo's dead. Caps has stolen his ulti before he dies. Well, Myrwn gets the ultimate. It's sent back by Caps. What a pick by G2.
It finally came together for G2. As Hansama steps forward. He wants more.
Look at the damage that comes through. There's no rocket, but BrokenBlade sending it in. Turret down, and G2 have 2 on the ground.
Unbelievable. I think that's going to be it. 5 members strong for G2. The Nexus is in their eyes.
It's 5 versus 3. They had us in the first half. They made us doubters. I can't believe they came back like this as Alvaro sends it in. The all in, the Grim Deliverance. When's it coming? Is Elyoya must send it now. He runs in front of 5, but he'll go into the GA. Supa can't step up. MKOI are thwarted. It's back-to-back internationals, back-to-back MSIs, back-to-back LEC finals, 11 times over. Our first finalist, first MSI representative. It's G2, the best Europe has ever seen and ever will.
G2 make their way to another LEC final.